this hour on VTV News, New Year countdowns around Vietnam. "2023 marks significant triumph for Vietnamese agriculture." And in our war news, Eurostar trains resumed after services hit by floods.
Broadcasting from Hanoi, the capital of Vietnam, VTV News starts right now.
Hello, it's 3 p.m. local time in Hanoi. You're watching VTV News. On the first day of the new year in 2024, State President Võ Văn Thưởng visited Sóc Trăng province to encourage and attend the handover ceremony of 1,200 houses to the poor and individuals facing difficult situations. State President Võ Văn Thưởng expressed his hope that the recipients of these houses will settle down and strive to escape poverty in the near future. This achievement comes after 5 months of coordination between the Ministry of Public Security and Sóc Trăng Province to mobilize support for house construction. Sóc Trăng Province, as a border province, is home to a diverse range of ethnic groups, with Khmer peoples accounting for 1/3 of the province's population. These communities are often affected by natural disasters, drought, and saltwater intrusions, making their life challenging. The province has over 15,000 poor households, half of which are in extremely difficult housing situations. The socializations of housings for these households has yielded practical results, contributing to addressing social security issues and alleviating hunger and poverty in the local area. On the first day of the new year 2024 in Đông Khê, Cao Bằng, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính attended the groundbreaking ceremony of the Đồng Đăng Trà Linh Expressway Construction's investment project. This project connects Lạng Sơn and Cao Bằng provinces, spanning over 93 kilometers with a total investment of over $576 million. The government assigned Cao Bằng province as the state agencies responsible for signing contracts with investors, and the project will be implemented through a public-private partnership PPP model. The project holds significant importance and fulfills a lifelong wish of the people from various ethnic groups in Cao Bằng province. Once completed, it will establish connections between Cao Bằng and neighboring provinces, regions, and even internationally. This will lead to a breakthrough in socio-economic development, ensuring national defense and security, and maintaining national border sovereignties for the province. During the ceremony, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính congratulated and appreciated the efforts of the two provinces, relevant ministries, branches, and investors. In particular, the Prime Minister expressed gratitude to the people who sacrificed their homes, yield a farming area for this highly significant project. On Monday morning, January 1st, 2024, at Kim Thành International Border Gate number 2, import-export activity took place smoothly and with great excitement, signaling a positive prospect for import and export in 2024. Lào Cai province has implemented measures to ensure smooth traffic flow and prevent congestions. The implementations of the digital border gate platform has enhanced custom clearance capacity, resulting in cost and time reductions for businesses. In 2023, the estimated value of import-export turnover through Lào Cai border gates reached nearly $2 billion. The export turnover of agricultural products alone accounted for $530 million, more than double the previous year. Notably, Lào Cai border gate was one of the few border gates with a trade surplus, with export turnover exceeding imports by nearly $80 million. For 2024, Lào Cai province aims to achieve an import-export turnover value of $4.5 billion, which is about 2.6 times higher than in 2023. The year 2023 was a milestone for Vietnamese agriculture. Despite challenging global import-export situations, the sector achieved an impressive $53 billion in agricultural exports. This success can be attributed to the collective efforts of the agriculture sector, with businesses playing a vital role. The commitment to diversifying product types and improving the quality of agricultural products was considered crucial in attaining this accomplishment.
Every week, this business will transport 11 tons of goods, approximately equivalent to 21,000 Kamau crabs, to the U.S. by plane. After their initial order, their partner tripled their order size and included additional items such as shrimp and snails.
Exporting Kamau crabs to the U.S. will boost their value and output. While a crab costs $12 in Vietnamese restaurants, it sells for $53 per kilogram in the U.S.
This year, the business experienced 40% growth compared to last year. This growth can be attributed to the commencement of durian exports to China and, particularly, the introduction of green-skinned grapefruit to the U.S. and New Zealand. The expansion into new markets with a range of agricultural products has been the driving force behind this substantial growth.
Our green-skinned grapefruit started being sold in the US and New Zealand at the end of 2022. In 2023, we began exporting a small amount to see if people liked them. To our surprise, they quickly became popular, and orders increased. Initially, we sent 1 container a week, but by the third and fourth quarters, we were sending 3 to 4 containers each week, which is 3 to 4 times more than in the first quarter.
In 2023, Vietnam witnessed a remarkable surge in its agricultural exports. Sales of fruits and vegetables reached an all-time high of nearly $5.6 billion, reflecting a significant increase of 65.9% compared to the previous year. These developments mark a new phase in Vietnam's agricultural export strategy.
This new year, workers across the country were able to enjoy an extended holiday as it fell on a weekend. However, despite the opportunity to return to their hometowns, many chose to stay at their work sites, such as the Quảng Ngãi Hoài Nhơn Expressway project, in order to continue working on tasks and expedite progress. The following narrative is from this construction site.
In accordance with work requirements, Nguyễn Khắc Tín, who is originally from Phie, has decided to postpone his return to his family during the New Year holiday. This decision was made in order to continue the construction of tunnels number 1 and 2, which are crucial elements of Quảng Ngãi Hoài Nhơn Expressway project.
Normally, on holidays like this, we all want to go home to our families, but because of the progress of the project, we are trying to stay on site.
I also regularly call my wife and encourage her to support me in completing my tasks. If I have the opportunity, I'll take leave to visit my wife and children later.
In addition to monitoring construction progress, contractors also prioritize the well-being and morale of their on-duty workers and employees by ensuring favorable work conditions.
The board of directors and the corporation prioritize the well-being of the workers. We ensure that food rations are provided and arrange different shifts to allow employees to balance work and enjoy their holiday time.
Not only at Quảng Ngãi Hoài Nhơn Expressway project, which remains busy even during the holidays, but also at other expressway construction sites for ongoing projects. There is a bustling work atmosphere. This is part of an effort to accelerate the progress of these key national projects.
According to a city official, Ho Chi Minh City is expected to receive $9 billion in remittances in 2023, a 35% increase from the previous year. Despite the challenges faced by global economy in Vietnam in the post-pandemic period, the relaxation of travel restrictions has led to an increase in the number of Vietnamese workers abroad, contributing to the surge in remittances. This increase can also be attributed to the city's efforts in promoting trade, attracting investment, and holding regular meetings with international business community. These financial resources not only support the city's economic growth, but also contribute to its development as a financial center. Vietnam is ranked among the top 10 countries globally in terms of remittances, with approximately 5.3 million Vietnamese people residing in 130 countries and territories worldwide. Africa is the leading continent in the world for e-wallet development. Telecommunications carriers have transformed this form of electronic payment into a significant financial channel, bringing about life-changing impacts for thousands of Africans. The contributions of experts from Vietnam has played a crucial role in driving this transformation.
Over the course of half a century since the banking industry emerged in Mozambique, only approximately 20% of the country's population had a bank account. However, within just 10 years, e-wallets have garnered 12 million accounts, surpassing the number of bank accounts in Mozambique by 2.3 times.
Now I use the Amola e-wallet for all transactions. It enables me to monitor my funds anytime and anywhere. The best part is that all transactions made through the Amola e-wallet are completely free.
Amola, an electronic wallet, was developed by Movitel Company, which is a part of the Vietel military industry and telecoms group. Over the course of 11 years in Mozambique, Movitel has successfully expanded telecommunication access to 92% of the country, including remote and challenging areas.
I work as a sales associate for Movitel. My main income comes from setting up e-wallets for customers, in addition to selling telecom products.
Vietel is developing e-wallets in multiple African countries. Lumicash, the e-wallet of the Lumitel company, currently has 2.14 million accounts. Halapiza, the e-wallet of Halotel, has 2.7 million accounts.
We are fulfilling our mission to create a digital society. This includes popularizing digital payments and digital financial services not only in Vietnam but also in countries where Vietel invests, especially challenging countries in Africa.
Vietel is currently focusing on enhancing e-wallet payment solutions for customers. This initiative is expected to drive a payment revolution and empower tens of millions of Africans, including those in some of the world's poorest communities.
Coming up next on VTV News, Hanoi buzzes on New Year's Eve. Tourism sector makes strong recovery in 2023. Welcome back to VTV News. People gather in downtown Hanoi to participate in a New Year's Eve music festivals and countdown event on Sunday night. The traditions of counting down to the new year has become a regular activity for many residents of Hanoi. The event drew a crowd of hundreds of thousands of people to Dong Kinh Nghĩa Thục Square. More to follow.
Starting at 7 p.m., the streets around Hon Kim Lake were crowded with people and tourists who came to celebrate the arrival of the new year. The countdown event to welcome the year 2024 has become the primary attraction for people to gather on New Year's Eve.
I arrived in Hanoi at 2 p.m. today. I decided to welcome the new year in Hanoi because of its atmosphere. I hope to carry this excitement into 2024.
Counting down the seconds to welcome the new year with everyone is great. People are all happy. We can share the positive energy with each other during this activity.
New Year's Eve is also a time for family members to strengthen their bond and solidify their goals for the new year.
As on normal days, my family is very busy and rarely gets together, so New Year's Eve is also a time for us to gather and have a good time while welcoming the new year.
As the new year approaches, the atmosphere here becomes increasingly exciting. Everyone is ready to celebrate meaningful moments with family and friends, exchanging best wishes for a successful and happy new year.
To join in the New Year's celebration in Ho Chi Minh City, the city tourism industries organized an activity on Monday morning to welcome the first group of tourists. This event marked the beginning of the new breakthroughs in the city's tourism industry for the new year. The international arrival terminal at Tân Sơn Nhất International Airport was bustling with guests entering the year 2024 early in the morning. This promises a vibrant new year for Ho Chi Minh City tourism industry. The first guests of the year were passengers from 2 flights of Vietnam Airlines and Vietjet Air arriving from Australia and France. These fortunate guests received gifts including international and domestic round-trip air tickets and city travel gift. From the moment they arrived at the airport, the delegations were immersed in traditional Vietnamese craft village activity such as calligraphy performances, folk art made from coconut leaves, and traditional musical instrument performances. And in the famous tourist city of Da Nang, many domestic and international tourists arrived on the first flights of the year. The welcoming ceremony for the first guests from Hanoi and Incheon, South Korea, as well as Narita, Japan, showcased the city's friendliness and hospitality. During this year's New Year holiday, Da Nang received a total of 261,000 visitors, representing an increase of nearly 35% compared to the same period in 2023. Among them, domestic visitors came from Hanoi, Ho Chi Minh City, and neighboring central provinces such as Quảng Nam, Thừa Thiên Huế, and Quảng Ngãi, accounting for 123,000 visits. Additionally, there were 138,000 international visitors from South Korea, Taiwan, China, Japan, and India. The total number of international visitors to Vietnam in 2023 reached 12.6 million, 3.4 times higher than in 2022. This figure far exceeds the target of 8 million international visitors set at the beginning of the year. This outstanding result is attributed to the successful implementations of various measures to aim at expediting the recovery of the tourism industry.
In 2023, Asia was Vietnam's largest source of international visitors. South Korea emerged as the top market, sending approximately 3.6 million tourists to Vietnam, which accounted for 28% of the total international arrivals.
This is the best time of the year to visit.
Last year, the tourism sector also experienced an upward trend in emerging markets such as India and Middle Eastern countries. Vietnam welcomed over 400,000 Indian tourists, more than double the number in 2019.
I had a long-term interest to come to Vietnam because when I was a child, I read a lot about the Vietnam.
In 2023, some tourist hubs experienced significant growth. Ho Chi Minh City welcomed 5 million visitors, while Hanoi welcomed 4 million. The total revenue from tourists surpassed $3.6 billion. According to experts, in order to accurately assess the recovery of the tourism industry and facilitate new advancements in this sector amidst global fluctuations, it is necessary to promote the use of statistical tools in tourism and foster intersectoral coordination in the service supply chain.
The statistical tools will provide a means for authorities to better manage all aspects of tourism, contributing to improving the sector's performance.
If we can overcome the weaknesses of 2023 and promote our strengths, I believe that 2024 will be a breakthrough year for Vietnamese tourism.
In 2024, Vietnam's tourism industry aims to welcome 17 to 18 million international visitors, which is close to the record level achieved in 2019.
The New Year is a highly significant occasion celebrated in most countries around the world. Each country has its own customs and traditions for welcoming the New Year. In Vietnam, foreigners also partake in this special event, embracing their own unique ways of celebration. More to follow.
Coming from different countries around the world, 3 young friends, Peter, Hannah, and Alec, share a commonality. It is their first time celebrating the New Year in Vietnam.
Yeah, I really like especially the spices and the different flavors that they use here. I really love that. And all these like little street food places.
It's very vibrant. Everybody really looks forward to it, really leans in. I see in the shops everywhere around.
They'll really want to include me in whatever festivities are going on. And I've met great people here. So definitely some family-sized hole in my heart is filled for sure.
Peter, Hannah, and Alec have captured the final moments of the year in their own youthful way.
I hope people can preserve the most beautiful moments of youth. These photos will be memorable memories as we grow older.
As first-timers embrace the New Year in Vietnam, Floris's multicultural family creates a cozy celebration by blending the best of Vietnamese and Italian cuisine. This delicious start sets the tone for the festivities.
Actually, that's always kind of a fight, deciding the menu, because both cultures want to push for their menu because we love our food. Both Italy and Vietnam are very strong in cultural food.
Despite cultural contrasts, Vietnam and Italy share the belief that the color red brings luck and serenity for the new year. For Floris's family, the true essence of this holiday is found in the joy of being together. The universal pursuit of joy and happiness remains a common thread. It transcends cultural boundaries and unites people in the collective wish for a bright and cheerful year ahead.
Chúc mừng năm mới.
Buon anno nuovo e buon 2024.
Boldegu이 évad.
여러분 새해 복 많이 받으세요. नववर्ष की हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं.
On Sunday night, the Sadc Flower and Ornamental Festival 2023 opened in the city of Sadc, Đông Tháp Province. The festival aims to honor the flower growing and ornamental professions in Sadc Flower Village, which has a history spanning over 100 years. The event is also an opportunity to promote the economic value of flowers and ornamental products, which are key commodities in Đông Tháp Province agriculture industry. This is the first time that this locality has organized a flower and ornamental festival, which will run for 7 days from December 30th to January 5th. The festival is the largest of its kind, generating high expectations from the people of Sadc Flower villages and the Đông Tháp provincial government. Through this festival, Đông Tháp aims to showcase its loving, dynamic, and creative land with traditional cultural identity values. It also aims to position itself as a safe and friendly destination for both locals and tourists. Coming up next in our War News, New Year's celebration marked the start of 2024. And Eurostar trains resumed after services hit by floods. And countries around the world are celebrating the start of 2024 as the new year arrives globally. Let's take a look.
Sydney celebrated the arrival of the new year in 2024 with a spectacular fireworks show. The display included silver and gold pyrotechnics to honor the 50th anniversary of the Opera House. In Japan and South Korea, people welcomed the new year with traditional bell-tolling ceremonies. Bangkok, Thailand, also had vibrant New Year celebrations, with a colorful fireworks display over the Chao Phraya River. Fireworks also illuminated major cities in Europe, such as London, Paris, and Berlin. Approximately 1 million people gathered on the Champs-Élysées to await the countdown and the New Year's Eve fireworks display. Peace, health, happiness, and success are the things that everyone wishes for in the year 2024.
We are all on one planet, so we are just human. Just to live peaceful together, that's the biggest hope we have for the next year.
For each of us, I simply wish us luck, happiness, and lots of good health. That, I believe, is the most important thing people need.
The year 2023 was marked by numerous difficulties and challenges, but it also witnessed significant achievements in various aspects of people's lives. As the world enters 2024, there is a collective hope for peace, health, prosperity, and love.
Eurostar resumed services on Sunday after all these trains were cancelled the previous day due to flooded tunnels in southern England, causing misery to tens of thousands of New Year travelers. The first Eurostar train left London St Pancras International shortly after 8 a.m. on Sunday. The company cautions that there will be some speed restrictions in place, which may lead to delays, and stations are expected to be very busy. It announced that an estimated 30,000 people were affected by the last-minute cancellations. Eurostar operates the largest train services linking the UK and mainland Europe. The global semiconductor market is expected to grow 13.1% in 2024 to a record $588.36 billion, following a slump this year thanks to growing demand for chips used for artificial intelligence, according to a new forecast by an industry organization. By product, memory chips will lead overall market growth in 2024, with it billing expected to jump 44.8% from a year earlier. The market for logic chips is predicted to grow 9.6%, while that of image sensor chips is expected to increase 1.7%. By regions, the Americas region is expected to see the biggest growth in 2024 with an outlook of 22.3% increase. The Asia-Pacific market is predicted to grow 12%. The South Korean government has announced a plan to enhance coordinations among university, local authorities, and businesses in order to attract more foreign students. South Korea's new policy regarding foreign students will not only focus on studying, but also on job opportunities and support for settlement. The country aims to attract 300,000 foreign students by 2027. And now, as usual, let's continue with the weather forecast. And that's all the news for today. To rewatch our program, you can log on to VTVgo.vn or download mobile application VTVgo. Thanks for watching and goodbye for now.